I am here with Jordan, and I wanted to greet you. I think the Lord is doing great work through Hope 2 and through you as partners. That's bad news, isn't it? So,
Partners?
anyway, sorry, no. I just want to say thank you so much for being with us for so long. We're excited about what God is doing. And I wanted to give you a little update and also let you know where we're at right now. I brought Jordan here because I wanted to share something with her. As you know, some of you may know, we put together my journal from one of my 5410s trips, and it was called Beyond Me. And I was cleaning out something in my office, and I found one of my first journals. And this is from over 15 years ago. And
a little guy.
It's just a little guy. Taylor gave it to me. I'm going to need my glasses now. 15 years ago, I wouldn't have needed them. But I wanted to share with you all where we're at as a ministry. We are stepping into a project that we want to move further down the road. I say move further down the road because I don't believe we're going to finish the whole project. But we've been in this upper school build for a while. And so the next phase of the upper school build is to put on top of the slabs the dividers for all the classrooms, and also to put a roof on that slab. And it's about a $60,000 project, and we're excited about that. We just got done with our golf tournament, and that was pretty significant. I think we'll somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 will give us a great jump toward this project. But we've got a significant amount to raise. The reason why I'm kind of pressed about this is because we just returned back a team of, I think, 16 or 17 we had in Liberia a week ago, and I was standing on the slabs of our last phase of the upper school. We poured the slabs. And just to give people an idea of how big this facility is, it is 7 classrooms above and 7 classrooms below. And they're stacked on top of one another. And each classroom is probably around 20 feet by 25 or 30 feet, each classroom. So this is actually a pretty massive building. And I mean, it couldn't be built here it'd be millions of dollars to build here. And so even though $60,000 for the next phase seems like a lot, it's for what we're building and what we're able to do, it's not. They have bathrooms upstairs and downstairs we're also putting in. So add that space onto those 7 classrooms, and it's a pretty big structure. But I'm excited about it, and why I have you in here is because I found this journal. And so many years ago, we as a ministry decided that we're just going to go over, and it was time to take a leap of faith and purchase some land. God had been kind of stirring our hearts about Liberia and about this idea that our involvement would be bigger than just showing up every now and then, that we were going to do more. And so in that, we just felt convicted that we need to purchase land, which is a very difficult thing to do. So I went over there by myself, and through our contacts, we wanted to see if they knew of any land for sale and where we should buy land strategically within the country, not only for the needs that were there, but also for taking teams. And so about a half an hour from the airport and about a half an hour from the capital city, Monrovia, we found this chunk of land and purchased it. But in here, I started reading. And it took me a while. I read through this. First time I've read this journal since I wrote it, right? I don't like reading my own stuff. And so, Jordan, it's been amazing. But I want to read some things that I found in here.
And what year did you say this was?
I think this is around 2010. Maybe 2009, 2010. But it's kind of interesting, just reflecting back on some of the thoughts. of our team here and their excitement, but also the excitement of the Liberians. Because the Bible says without vision people perish, and it's just so true. You see it in that country, but with vision people flourish. And so this is kind of at the beginning of our vision casting, and God actually providing land for us. And so I want to read that. I wrote down, just purchased perhaps the most beautiful land this side of heaven. I remember walking with machetes through that land, and just, it was kind of surreal. I don't know if that's the word for it. You're the wordsmith, but it was humbling. It was overwhelming. I felt like I was on Gilligan's Island. Remember that show? Where it was just so untouched.
Unspoiled.
Unspoiled. And it was this land all the way around the lagoon. And so I start dreaming about what this place could be. A little known fact maybe by people is I actually purchased land in Buchanan. At that time it was hours and hours away from the Hope Center, where everybody would know the Hope Center. I bought 20 acres and thought we would build 2 Hope Centers, which was crazy. I mean, we had some really interesting ideas, but at any rate, that land ended up falling through. I didn't know that until afterwards, and this land came through. And it's exactly what God wanted, because we had this wild dream of building a Hope Center in every county, 15 counties over there. I remember telling somebody it's a $15 million vision. I told them with a straight face. And, you know, I'm not ashamed of dreaming big, because I think those big dreams has driven our trust in God a little deeper, to let him have his way and not, you know, I think the key is to let go of some things and know what God wants us to grab a hold of others. But anyway, so just purchased perhaps the most beautiful land this side of heaven. I am overwhelmed by God's hand and how he provides. I need to keep trusting in his provision to finish the purchase of these 2 lands I have negotiated. Danny and Bea are amazed by the price that we got for the land. We just bought land that goes for a minimum of $1,200 a lot for $600 a lot. And I remember sitting down with old Pa Roto, and he actually told us he wanted $1,800 per lot. And I said, I really won't sacrifice more than you. I want you to sacrifice for the future of your grandchildren. And it was interesting, even knowing that God gave me those words to talk to him, almost prophetic words, because now his kids are getting ready to graduate from that school. And he came down from 1,800 to 1,200, and then I said, that's kind and good, but it needs to cost, and it needs to cost you something. You're sacrificing for the future of your people, of your country. And so I told him, I want you to sell us this land for $600 a lot. And it was, to me, a move of God. And he said yes. And so we purchased right around 8 acres around that lagoon, as people know, at the Hope Center. But I had another, entrance into this journal a little earlier than that I wanted to, I wrote down, what has God been teaching me, right? And I that he provides is one of the things that I wrote down here, that his timing is perfect. He showed me the value of this trip. I remember being there, and it was just me, and all the lights, no power, go off. Like when the sun goes down, you're down. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I remember just thinking about this land and believing that great things are going to happen here. And I remember thinking that what God is laying and providing for, he will see to conclusion. And so I was sitting there in the dark with a little flashlight trying to write in this little journal, which would be harder today. But at any rate, I wrote down the value of risking for him. And so much life is, wasted in this world. I wrote down this thought: walking on sand or ground that our footprints are already on. And so the reason why I said that is because here's this land that no one has walked on. We're trying to do something that people said couldn't be done, and people were like, there's just no way. I remember even talking to Sonny on this trip. I was laying out some plans for Uganda, and he said, I remember the plans for the school. I remember the plans for this place when all we had was a well. And he said, nobody believed that this could be done. And I just look at where, we're at. I'm kind of nostalgic right now because of reading this, but I wrote down, I see the excitement of our team in the United States over this land, and yet another step closer. The Africans here are super excited about our plan and the vision. They told me that the people would flock to our Hope Center. The location of our land is where the school is needed desperately. At any rate, and so reading through this, I wrote next, I got the feeling that I really have no idea how significant of a location this land really is. It used to be a farm with pigs, etc. before the war, and there used to be a village surrounding it. And at any rate, there's a lot of things in this journal. It just reminded me of the long journey we've been on, and it's been exciting. And so I thought you would enjoy that. So it started out me just sharing a couple things, and then we thought we'd give you guys an update on what's going on. God is moving in so many ways, and we're excited about that. But we actually want to start the next phase. I'm hoping by December, if we can raise enough money by this December, the $60,000, I want to complete the next phase. I'm hoping by February. And the reason why is because I sat in a graduation at Hope Academy, and they graduated 10th grade to 11th grade. And somebody was up there speaking. It was actually the first government official speaking at Hope Academy was the main speaker. And he is the director of education for the country of Liberia. And he was speaking up there, and he made mention, because Mutari had been talking to him. He said, you guys started under a tree, and look where you're at now. And I thought, that is the truth. The kids that will be graduating, as Sonny puts it, the revival that will be graduating into the country of Liberia started under a tree. And one of the teachers that started that school with us is Malia. And I remember she got a little bit of education, and she was crying because it was her first bit of education. She passed her C certificate over there, and boy, was she excited about that. But this has been quite a journey. And so I'm asking that if you would pray about supporting this project, this next phase, I guess, in our school build. We would love that. And I know there's going to be many other phases before this is all complete, but this one is one we all can get together on and pull. Yeah. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.